about to start.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bad Fanfiction Night. I am your host, Remy McNeil, the Celtic Phoenix, and I presume asleep is Twilight Guardian. I don't know where she is. She is probably taking a nappy, so we're just not going to bother her. We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna just try and go on normal. And if she shows up, you know what? It'll be her turn to read probably. Today, we are continuing Age of Scorpius by Milo Winters. And in the last chapter, guys, this is a really boring story. We've been 2 chapters in and nothing has happened. Let's count. Okay, in the first chapter, she got caught looking at a stone arch, ran into a woods, and the woods almost tried to eat a person. All right, that's
and also zombie moose, and then the second chapter.
Whoa! Hold on, the zombie moose didn't happen in the actual. That was in the rewrite.
Yeah.
That was
no. Wait, the zombie moose was patched in.
The zombie moose was the zombie moose was the 2.0 patch.
It was the revised chapter 1.
And 2.0 was the latest patch that we read, so that's canon.
No, it's not. It's not because it doesn't follow.
Until it gets rewritten out of the next rewrite.
Yeah, it's like Ruby. It's canon until it's not.
It's pseudo canon.
Every volume is its own canon. All right.
It's canon until the creators get bored with it and want to move on to something else.
Yeah. Hello, if I remember correctly, this is my first time catching one of these live. What am I in for? Well, with this fic, potential boredom, because we haven't had anything good to meme off of, because again, the first chapter was just she's kind of futzing around in the woods doing not kind of jack shit, and then the second chapter she goes home, her sister gets kind of annoyed with her, they just kind of meander and talk about a ceremony or something that's coming up, and she shifts a dress, and then she really has to take a shower. It really was just bad, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
There's everything and nothing happening at the same time.
Yes.
All right. First chapter, futzing about in the woods. Second chapter, futzing around in the house. What is the difference?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe we'll futz around at the ceremony now, because that's where we're going to start.
I think the dialogue was a little worse.
Oh yeah, the dialogue got confusing.
Yeah.
The prose is strange.
Yeah.
To put it nicely.
The prose were sub.
So this is for listening to in the background. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, if this is the kind of fic that we read that you want to put on the background, just kind of have us as your company for a little bit. If we read, if it gets more interesting, then don't be afraid to turn off your second turn to your second monitor and give us a look.
Who'd want this as their background podcast? You got so many other
look, there are a lot of mentally disabled people out there, okay? I'm sure they enjoy I'm sure they enjoy my voice to some degree.
I find that offensive.
I mean, all of us are.
I was gonna say, people just enjoy listening to other people suffer over terrible books.
Yeah, no, I am of course joking. I personally can't put these in the background. I miss too many jokes. Yeah, no, I get that. Anyway, we are going to start moving into it. We might get through 2 chapters today, all things depending. Especially if Twi shows up, we'll see where my throat is.
That's what you said last week.
Yeah, and last week everything started to explode. My audience is don't use that phrase. I was being a jokey boy and I was using the right words. I'm not gonna use that word. I hate that word.
Okay, did you sort out the
Did I sort out the what?
Did you sort out all the technical issues?
I think I did, but I still fear for my life every time I turn on a PC. But that's how that works.
All right,
knock on wood.
All right, fingers crossed.
Knock on wood right now.
Already done.
All right.
Good.
I'll do it again.
Don't knock on
Let
me.
us
I don't have any
get
wood
started.
to knock on.
Everyone, please remember the rules that I and if Twi, if she shows up, are the priority speakers. If we are talking, we expect you guys to quiet down really fast. I mean, as fast as possible. I understand that sometimes there will be a little bit of a delay, but you guys gotta stop so that we can continue and keep at a nice, healthy clip, okay? All right? We all good on that? We love your commentary, we love your quips and jibes and little bits of conversation, but we gotta stay on pace. If Twy doesn't show up, who's the backup reader? I am. I am the backup reader. I will just say it in a slightly offset accent. But yes.
I mean, if your throat can handle it, then...
I didn't record today, so I should be good. But, it's 15 pages. We'll see. Chapter 3. Aries, the farthest right. Your right, not mine. Libra, in the middle. Scorpio, left. Avia and I ended up standing for over an hour in the awkward silence of the Libra ceremony masters. Why? Already it's playing tricks on my mind. On top of the dead grass in the clearing, chairs were set for an audience, the pines of Conviction Woods surrounding us. We didn't encounter any issues traveling the lengthy walk through Conviction Woods to the East Trail near the hub, though my legs were certainly aching. The other attendee had finally arrived, late but still present. He hurried on stage while the man I assumed to be his father disappeared into the audience. The other attendee had finally... But there's an audience.
Yeah, where's the audience?
What? Like, it's implying like there's a very low number here when there's not. Like, did no one else showed up late? The other attendee implies that they themselves are the only other attendees. That there's a limited number of attendees, but there is an entire group of people here. Like, it's just the last of the attendees.
It's supposed to be an important ceremony or whatever.
Yeah,
Also,
it's a group of two.
He hurried on stage. He hurried on stage while the man I assumed to be his father disappeared into the audience. As he strained his back and settled between me and Avia, I took a slight step to avoid feeling shadowed by him. For being a Libra, he had a surprisingly muscular frame and intimidating height, though gentled by the white suit complementing his brunette hair and bright amber eyes.
Did you spell brunette wrong?
Probably.
Is there a way to... Can you spell brunette that way? I have seen, like... I'm gonna copy... I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Oh my god, bro. Why do all these, shit, fanfic writers just...
No. This is actually correct. This is actually correct.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Brunettes... Okay. I never knew this, but apparently
right.
brunette spelled this way is the masculine version of brunette, as opposed to the other one, which is the feminine. Oh, I learned something.
And he was referring to a man, right?
Yeah, it's a man.
Huh.
And bright amber eyes. I could have sworn his gaze caught a golden hue in the sunlight when he glanced over at me. He gave a friendly smile. The ceremony master stepped forward to the middle of the stage. Behind her sat the audience, which was a lot more of obvious friends than I had expected. I would not get involved in that mess on my way home. In front of them, our parents sat in the front. In front of them, our parents sat in the front.
Redundant, much redundant.
Yeah. Dad was wearing a white polo with a gold rim, signature to Libra's colors, despite the fact that he was a Cancer.
I'm sorry, a white polo?
They have polos?
They have polos. Oh my
god.
Bro,
I'm sorry. Did they wander down to the local Lacoste? What the fuck are you talking about?
Are they gonna have
They got polyester over there?
Ye old Lacoste out here.
This is an apocalypse. Where are you getting shit from the mall?
Those clothes come from the store. Supply chain? What's that?
Why are you shopping for clothes at the soup store? Fuck you.
I used to wear polo shirts.
So, okay. So Dad was wearing a white polo with gold rims, signature to Libra's colors, despite the fact that he was a Cancer. So I had thought that, color coding in the society was demanded for everyone, but I guess not.
He's trying to blend in. Because if he's tough, he does.
Keep reading.
Mom must have shifted his clothing to disguise him so he could still attend our ceremony. Okay. Dad was not supposed to be anywhere near Conviction Woods. In fact, Dad living in Conviction territory as an Outarian, whatever it's, was equally as dangerous as me breaking the code. Though he mostly used the house and the woods as his safe haven from the law, he traveled in between Altarian and Conviction territory to support us using his skills as a water mage with the Altarian Stellarium.
Gesundheit.
I am starting to understand what they are saying with all of this. I think like it's not that it's a lot. It's just a lot on the page. It's color coded when it's convenient for the plot. I mean, literally write this is like he's sneaking in, I guess.
So he's just like a felon hiding in plain sight. All right, that's all I got.
Mom, a Scorpio in all black, sat next to him, perfectly still, careful to avoid showing any signs of connection to him. Mom and Dad's relationship directly broke the union law, a law consistent across all unions only to marry within your union, said to keep the order within Guardian and maintain responsibility between the signs and their contribution to the function of the world. Nah. The union law was older than the Scorpio code, in place for the entirety of Guardian's history. Dad got around that one by spending copious amounts of time in Altarian territory when he wasn't with us. And the reason he wasn't caught is that the copious amounts of inbreeding had made everyone half stupid. Don't say ooh is literally there on the page.
Yeah, this is eugenics, man.
This is literally just like we have to keep. This is Milo. This is literally we have to keep the bloodlines pure.
Like, bro, like, why do like so many apocalypse stories like default to like caste systems? Or maybe it's just this fic.
We've discussed it. It's not just easy. This. It's quite literally was because of, I think Hunger Games was the one that kicked it off, really?
Yes, exactly. Because, all the districts were divided based on, like, their different industries, and then every other YA dystopia that came after it decided, hey, you know what'd be really cool? If we all just basically copied the Hogwarts house, but put a new, like, coat of paint over it, so we're actually taking inspiration from the Hunger Games,
I never really
and shit, then you end up with shit like Divergent.
Yeah, I was about to say Divergent is literally just Divergent.
But Blaster, purify my bloodline,
Except
Milo.
fantasy
Mods, purify that man's bloodline.
Holy shit, dude.
Okay.
Jarvis.
Let's see.
Whoa, Hasburg chin be upon ye.
The most peculiar member of the audience was a woman sitting in the back, cloaked in all black. She was back in black, so to speak. A hood covered her face, and her hands lay neatly folded atop her lap. She sat with the spine made of iron as she stared at the three of us. Perhaps someone from the Scorpio Stellarium to keep tabs on me and make sure I didn't break the code. Attention! Oh, this is an old woman, sorry.
Definitely.
Attention! The ceremony master called out. We straightened. She looked down at her script. Today we gather to induct these three individuals into the rightful positions as official members of Guardian. They have become honorable members through their training, education, and careers to learn the signs' place in our society. Upon completion of the ceremony, they will become fully subjected to any law governed by all sectors of the Stellarium. I based her accent on After Earth. Anyway, she paused to glance around as each of us acknowledged and looked back down as she prepared her monotonous tone for the script again. Oh, it must be monotonous? So never mind then. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow. The book acknowledges how boring this speech is.
Nice. I used to beat this wounded horse, but this book and Shadow of Dalen's Underpants both would be pretty bog standard for the Korean webtoon ecosystem. Korea needs help then. Genuinely, and I don't believe you. I really don't believe you.
Okay.
Anyway.
They're not this, from what I've seen, they're not this bad, but yeah.
Following the banishment of the Arc powers 3 centuries ago, the ceremony was founded to expose inductees with the magic systems of zodiac tuning and Libran healing. I wrote that correctly with notes. Yes. In the era of the War of Rebalancing, arch-powered individuals were revealed when forced to perform motions of activating the arch powers. We are to honor this tradition. Jesus Christ, can you please? What the fuck is with this block paragraph? We are honored to
get on with it.
We are to honor this tradition of the balancing ceremony to symbolize the strength and the structure of our world and to celebrate the peace found in the absence of our arch powers. For this reason, Libra and Scorpio both hold special addendums to the balancing ceremony to follow the earliest tradition of screening of the arch powers.
Bro, breathe.
I wanted that to be over.
You sound like you're dying.
Bro,
Bird, take a sip of water.
My goodness.
Yeah, like, don't, like, bro, like, imagine how embarrassing it would be if you just, like, asphyxiated because of this shit.
Yeah, with your computer's already exploding. We don't need your lungs to explode, dude.
I would die as I lived, bitching about bad fiction. Anyway. The ceremony master finally looked up from her podium. Each of us acknowledged. We will begin with Aries. State your name, occupation, relationship status, and place of residence.
I'm
a bitch. Bitch, have you bothered looking at my Facebook page? Why do I need to state my relationship status?
No, the MySpace.
Wait, how did Facebook like persist past the apocalypse?
The same way that Polos did.
Yeah. There was just one trendy city in Seattle that managed or around Seattle that managed to survive.
It's just hiding in a bunker somewhere.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's immortal because he's a lizard person. I silently begged Avia to be cautious about how she set her residency status. For a year, we'd worked together on the wording of the statement until we could perfect it. Unlike this book, Mom technically had a house in the hub where she claimed I lived while we grew up, but that left Avia without a technical residence because of the code. She couldn't live with our Scorpio mother, only I could. I didn't know who our parents paid, but there were fake official documents that stated Avia was in adolescent Aries' community housing. In adolescent Aries community housing. So wait, why did your mom... Why... I guess, okay, so it's technically that you would be living with your mom in the hub at that location and that you guys just live together out in the fucking woods and that's just on paper. Okay, I'm a little lost on this, but I've been figuring it out. Also, bribery.
Bribery. Aries community housing.
Children were forced to live in the community housing if their parents were not in the same union or were Scorpios. But that was only up until 18 years of age when the ceremony was meant to take place. And Avia had aged out of adolescent housing a year prior. We were, quote-unquote, living together at Mom's fake address in the hub. Wait, what? Oh, man, I'm gonna read this. Okay, so for a year we worked together. Mom technically had a house in the hub where I claimed it, but because of the code, she couldn't live with our Scorpio mother. Only I could. I didn't know who our parents paid, blah, 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 blah. Children were forced to live in the community housing if their parents were not in the same union or were Scorpios. But that was only up until 18 years of age when the ceremony was meant to take place. And Avia had aged out, so we were living together at Mom's fake. So I guess when she turned 18, it would be kosher. Why is this so fucking convoluted?
Too many rules. Too many rules on the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't fucking man.
Yeah.
Avia cleared her throat. Avia cleared her throat. Avia felon. Avia felon. I am a border guard, single with no outer relationships to any non-convictionists. In the last year, I have been living with my sister in the south corner of the hub. She is trying to find proper housing after switching her job with the Stellarium. It is against Scorpio law for any sign to be living with a Scorpio, no matter the familial ties, the ceremonial master interjected. Oh, hey, Twy, how's it going?
Oh, Twilight.
Right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Good morning, I
It's
presume.
okay, Twy.
Yeah.
Morning.
Okay, it happens.
At night.
Well, wake up, get your VTuber going, and we'll pop that up.
Yeah. All right.
Aw, I'm still looking forward to reading.
We were just going over how Avia, her sister, they don't actually live. They live in the woods, but they have to technically live in the hub. So they lied. They bribed people that they live in the hub, but they don't. But but Avia couldn't live with Rika, so they basically said that Rika was living with the Aries, but she wasn't living with the Aries. She was I'm losing my mind with this. It's
they made an overly complicated fake story to hide the fact that they're living together.
I guess that's the way to put it. But now it's not a big deal that they're living together, but now apparently it is, because this woman is calling out it is against Scorpio law for any sign to be living with a Scorpio, no matter the familial ties. The ceremonial master.
Polo shirts exist.
Yeah, also there are polo shirts in this universe.
Not even joking.
What happens to a child if they're born to a Scorpio? Do they just get taken away by the
No, they
parents?
said that they would get moved off to they live in adolescent Aries community housing for if they're Aries. I guess every sign has community housing for that sign if they don't have parents.
Pretty much. Harmonian. Whatever.
Oh yeah, it's just what the fuck?
Okay, so that answers if there's an absent parent, but what if you do have a parent? Do you just get taken away? Do social services come and take you away because, oh no, you were born to a Scorpio?
I think that is the case.
Yes.
Yes.
This
is
genuine.
Suspected signs, which is supposed to happen, but besides point.
Well, let's see what it has to say here, because the ceremonial
Your mixed heritage.
The ceremony master is about to get to this. It is against Scorpio law for any sign to be living with a Scorpio, no matter the familial ties, the ceremony master interjected. You will need to separate. I will contact the Scorpio Stellarium to find your sister accommodations. As neither of you had participated in the ceremony up to this point, we will excuse the break of the law just this once. Yeah, so it was a problem.
Just once, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's the point of this whole cover story if it wasn't going to be okay?
No, my question is, what's the point of any of this? Is this the only way you could think to show that it's a draconian fucking world? Okay, anyway. I couldn't show any sign of fear, forcing myself to stare forward and conceal any emotion, despite my face paling. Continuing, the ceremony master stated, Libra!
Whoa!
Chase Martin.
Ow.
I'm a mess. Sorry about that. I'll try and not be a squeaky. Chase Martin. I'm a messenger working and living in the Conviction Autarch Exchange Center. I am single with no ties outside of my union, ladies. The ceremony master walked towards him, pulling a knife from his... Oh, by the way, during the ceremony, they ask you what your relationship status is, and I'm just like, why the fuck does that matter?
Keep the bloodline pure, Raymond.
They need that kind of hot goss, man.
We also went over how they keep the bloodlines pure.
All the ladies in the audience want to bang the mailman.
Literally every single story we're coming into contact ever since we started reading Lily Orchard somehow invoke incest, and I don't know why that is.
Why does this keep happening to us?
That was y'all's fault. That's y'all's fault.
Okay, Shad for certain didn't have any kind of justification. He should have thought through some of the weird coding that was getting sent with Lyra and shit with Dalen.
There was actual incest in that story, though.
That too. But there's also here, this is accidental because Milo didn't realize what he was writing. Lily Orchard pops up because you let her occupy that little section of your brain, Bird. Lily Orchard pops up because she has forced her way in. She is claiming squatters' rights. It's not our fault. She just keeps breaking in.
No,
I changed the locks like 4 times. She just keeps
Well,
getting
it's certainly one way to put it.
Oh my God, Omega
hey,
Rob.
Raymond, at this point, I think it might be a tumor. You might need to get that shit taken out.
Oh man, we do have some memes. Let me try and get my this stream set up. Is that there we go. Okay, good. Clicky did capture. So first one is from these are both from Omega Rob, and then we'll get the other one. Twilight's probably asleep. We need a replacement. Eva can do it. I'll do it. I'm the host. It's my decision. Eva la Revolution.
Is there somebody you forgot to ask?
Then we have this happened, and I'm some guy was what did he say? What did the guy say that I responded to about Blaster was like, purify my bloodline, Milo, and my response to that was mods purify that man's bloodline. And we have Twy waking up. 10 minutes.
Is that her honest reaction, Twy?
No, but it's not the first time that I slept through like bad fanfiction night.
True.
Or something.
Understandable.
And then finally from Silverhair
Didn't miss much.
Here lies Celtic Phoenix. He died as he lived, bitching about bad fanfiction. Yep. I'm not dead and I'm nuts. That's what it says on the side.
Yeah, you're not dead yet.
Let me shrinken this a little bit so I can.
Well, he's a phoenix. Even if he dies, he'll just
Die and resurrect over and over. That's just punishment. To suffer
It's
from
funny.
bad
Just a
fanfiction
face.
forever.
I have entered the chat without the sound effect of metal.
It's funny too because comparatively, I have been bitching about bad fanfiction for much, much longer than Raymond. I have been in the sporking community for a very long time. People probably don't even know what sporking is anymore.
Twy, you can't say that on stream.
What the hell is sporking?
Yeah, what's working?
You don't want to know. I didn't want to know, but she told me anyway. Now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
It's fucking late now. I want to know.
No, you don't
You know what? You set it up.
And Lindsay's reference, by the way.
Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. Imagine a spork. And that's all you're getting.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh
God.
Okay, and what's going on with the spork?
Imagine the worst thing you could do with a spork.
Okay.
Alright, what is it, Twy? What is it?
Technically, what we're doing is sporking it. So, it's effectively really snarky commentary in between the sentences that you're reading. In reply to it.
That's not so bad.
Okay.
There's
a big way to work.
Oh yeah, it's to step up from the response fics. You ever see those like characters responding to other fanfics?
So like
those get cringe for me.
Is the root word come from like Spark Notes? Is that why that's called sporking? Like, it's such a weird
I
thing.
don't remember why it's called sporking, but for some reason the community has died out, probably because the whole anti-criticism crowd in fanfiction circles won out.
Yeah.
Okay, so translation: a bunch of bitches who got thin skin and can't take the heat.
Term stems from the dramatic phrase, "It was so bad it made me want to gouge my eyes out with a spork." That makes sense.
That is not where I thought that was going.
Okay, well, let's continue.
All right.
Let's see. The ceremonial master walked towards him, pulling a knife from her belt. Oh, fuck, she's got a knife!
God damn! Oh, God, you got nothing.
This fucking ceremony just got real. Yeah, 3 enter, 1 leaves. Once
You got a
standing
license
before
for
him,
that?
once standing before him, she put its blade to her palm, slicing a tiny nick into her hand. When the blood drew, she held her hand to him. He bowed, placing his hand atop hers as a dim, slightly yellowish magic gathered in his hand. He focused intensely on it, as if he was afraid of making a mistake with the weak light. The touch remained for a few moments. With my proximity to him, I noticed his hand shaking. When the ceremony master pulled her hand back, she held it up to show the blood and wound remained on her palm. Dream seek. Oh, sorry. Wait.
Isn't this from Divergent?
Yes, exactly.
Dream seeking.
The same bullshit that they use in the stupid choosing ceremony, but the worst part is they just reuse the same knife.
Dream seeking, the Libra said. I caught the long breath he let out. Thank you. Oh, wait, who is the fucking Libra? Like, he's a Libra, right? That's what we just said? Libra.
Yeah,
and
he's a Libra.
But, like, dream seeking, the Libra said, I caught the long breath he let out. Thank you. I guess it is him. Dream seeking.
Dream seeking.
However, the ceremony master gazed at him with a pleased smile before shifting her attention to me. Her gaze went cold when she met my eyes. Scorpio! Reka Spring. What was it? Reka Spring, I said. I am a historian reporting to the Stellarium. I reside with Avia Felon. I am single without personal acquaintances. Magic!
So she's single, but ready to mingle.
I am single without personal acquaintances. Men. Magic!
What?
I am a shapeshifter. I bowed just as the Libra attendee did, lifting my hand. From my studies, I'd read about turning dozens, if not hundreds of times. Scorpio was expected to understand history enough to perform the actions of the ceremony. Do you forget an S? Scorpios were expected to understand history enough to perform the action. It's Scorpio talk in third person, and it make Raymond brain hurt. I'd known the position of activation. Years ago. The way Zodiac turns, man, you know, when she knows the position of activation. That's not what the kids are calling it these days.
Bruh, I'm pretty sure this does not show up in the Kama Sutra.
The way Zodiac Turners would punch their fist out and focus their magic into a wheel of light. Without a moment of hesitation, I repeated the action, striking my fist out before me and punching the proctor in the face. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate on her. In the flare of the fast movement, there was a tiny ache in my arm, a mere rush in my head. That doesn't flow.
Bruh, you get dizzy from like one punch. Fucking weakling.
Well, no. There's a tiny ache in my, like, I'm imagining this is the magic, but like on the flow note, typically you want, if you're going to do the thing where like it's hard to describe because I do it too. The idea is like, okay, there is in the flare of the fast movement, there was a tiny ache in my arm. And then basically without saying and, you just do comma, and then you just say what the other thing that's happening back to back with it. But they need to be like proximal enough that it's easy to follow. This goes from the arm to the head. And it goes from a negative, which is a tiny ache, to a positive, a small scale ache to a small scale positive, which is a rush in my head. So it's like you get conflicting information right next to each other back to back, like they're supposed to flow from one to the other.
Okay, yeah. So like a tiny little, like, I don't know, mention of it, like, I don't know, creeping your neck.
A tonic my own then rushed into my head. Yeah.
like I don't know, maybe like a pull in the chest, something like that might have been better. It's a bad sentence. In 1 second,
Yeah, just like transition.
In 1 second, a white light blinded me, and then in the next, it was gone. The warmth of magic gathered at my fingertips, hidden in my palm, invisible to anyone who couldn't pry open my curled fingers. The warmth of magic gathered at my fingertips, hidden in my palm, invisible to anyone. Okay, so I guess you have airtight fingers. That's probably not healthy. It was insignificant enough for me to dismiss it as quick as... It was insignificant enough for me to dismiss it as a quick activation of my shape changing in the abrupt motion of moving my arm. I understood that sentence. I hated it. Every single word of it.
Wait.
Her eyes scanned over my face as I stood frozen. Her fingers tightened around the podium as she searched for something to call me out on. Anything, for an uncomfortable amount of time. I swallowed, ignoring the fading warmth in my hand. I had shown no signs of the flash that rushed through my body. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, I'm just imagining the Breaking Bad meme where you're all like, Milo, what the fuck are you talking about?
Let's just do this like this. We just said then.
Oh. All right. Instead, she turned to pick up a yellow cloak behind her, embroidered with the Ares glyph and Avia's name. She walked to Avia, and I let my shoulders ease. Avia dipped her head as the ceremony master wrapped the cloak around her shoulders. She repeated the process for Libra with a white cloak. Oh, okay. The process for the Libra with a white cloak. When she approached me with a crimson cloak embroidered with my name, she tilted her chin up, meeting my eyes for a split second before refusing to make eye contact. There was something about the look she gave me that I wouldn't ever be able to erase from my memories. Pure hatred and disgust spread through her amber irises. I didn't react. I couldn't. I imagine it's like the goo from from Prey, the video game, where it's like just kind of spreading through the eye like that.
Ew.
Or like I guess Prometheus, it could be that.
Ew, Prometheus.
What was that black goo?
The last thing a guardian needs, she whispered, narrowing her eyes at me, is another one of your kind. I don't like how you said your kind.
Whoa.
Oh my god, the main character is so oppressed, you guys. Oh my god.
It's disgusting me.
Even within our own union.
Wait.
Even with our own union, Libra was one of the signs who disliked Scorpio's emotionless reign over Guardian. Even within our own union, Libra was one of the signs who disliked Scorpio's emotionless reign over Guardian. They held the extra burden of monitoring the Scorpio code as mediators, and they did not like the decisions they had to make for Scorpios who broke the law. Oh man, I gotta itch my ear.
Right, I wanted to I wanted someone to repeat.
Yes?
Never mind. I'm good.
Someone needs to learn some bird biology.
No, I'm thinking of like the I'm sorry.
She backed away from and headed to her podium to read her script again. Oh Christ. With the gift of these cloaks made from the hands of people of your sign, you are required to wear them in all public locations to be recognized and identified as your respective signs. Thank you for your cooperation and strict path of knowledge. That's not a correct sentence. Serve your union and sign well as you continue to build upon the skills in which your sign contributes to our society. This concludes the official ceremony. You are now permitted to sit at the feasting table.
So
why did you keep slipping into a southern accent?
Do I?
It sounded like it.
It's all the accents and.
It's quite literally, I'm throwing everything at the wall with this.
Hey, what's the racism?
Tommy Wiseau, where you're just combining different accents together.
So the ceremony is to give them a cloak that they're already wearing, pretty much.
And to put them in with the love of Godin, I guess.
It's the traditional inciting incident ceremony of YA dystopia.
Yeah, it's the picking for the Hunger Games. It's the sorting house hat. It's a house hat.
Because again, people keep taking elements from shit like the Hunger Games without understanding why they work.
Yeah.
This isn't taking from the Hunger Games, it's taking from Divergent specifically.
The thing that I'm specifically pointing out here is that they're already forced to wear their specific house color cloaks. And the whole ceremony is just to give them a house color coat.
Yes. Well, that and also to explain, I guess, why the sister is going to have to legally move to a different location, even though I assume that the four of them are still going to live in the same house for the rest of their lives.
But they were already doing that, and then they had to pretend, and they were already wearing their color cloaks. And now the whole ceremony is like, okay, now you're not allowed to do this, and now you have to wear your color cloak, which you were doing already. What is the point of this ceremony? I don't understand.
To look for Oates powers. To find
to tell us that the characters are all single and ready to mingle.
You stole my joke! You stole
we
my
gotta,
joke!
we
Yes,
gotta get
but
people
you need to
invested in all
understand
the
that,
possible
like,
ships.
timing is everything. And I had the better time.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
Wait a minute,
would
Ava.
understand if this was meant to be something like that, where this is your debut into society, like how like we used to have coming out ceremonies where you would present your daughter to the king and queen. And say, this is my daughter, they are now an adult ready to be a part of society, all that kind of stuff. You could do that, and it was meant to help your child, and it happened for the men too, like showing them who they are so that they can potentially get like a husband or wife or whatever. And you could do that, but you're also not supposed to marry outside of your group anyway. So what is the point of that?
One thing about this that is worth mentioning. They're also trying. This ceremony is also to demonstrate that they don't have the arch powers that are super forbidden and bad.
That's the main purpose.
Yeah. So like Reika isn't shown. Yeah, so Reika isn't shown to have the dreaded, super secret, awesome Zodiac turning power.
Oh no!
Yeah, she had to constipate herself through the whole ceremony.
Jim Walking, Ibrahim, and Zodiac turning the field powers.
Also,
anyway.
I was gonna say also Mars Wolf. Happy National Donut Day, by the way. Thank you. I actually got my free donut downstairs.
Donuts today.
Oh yeah,
Sweet,
it was
nice.
donut
Well,
day.
my one donut. I got a donut. What was it called?
You get a donut.
A Long John. I got a Long John.
God damn it!
Those
I
are
didn't
good.
get. Bruh, I didn't get one. Now I'm jealous.
Where's Billy Donuts?
Oh, okay. Just a tangent for Donut Day. I got annoyed because like the local not donut chain, but like my local gas station is UDF, United Dairy Farmers, and every single fucking place has an app now. Everything has like you have to sign in to get the free donut on Donut Day. It doesn't tell you on the freaking like pay, it says you have to have an account or you have to have a UDrive account or whatever. And I actually have like a little barcode on the keychain thing, so I don't have to log into the app every single fucking time. But the only way that you can get the donut is if you activate it on the app. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do that. And like, apparently they had to turn away a bunch of old people because they didn't understand what you had to do. And I'm sitting, like, me and the guy at the cash register was like, yeah, it fucking sucks. It's like, I don't want to do that.
Just like it's just like, I don't know, like mail the donut in, or like, I don't know, just like
Well,
have
no,
him.
they
have him,
also
like,
the thing is they took away the ability to get like physical like media for your membership, so you can't get a card anymore. You can't get a key fob. I had to custom make my key fob because I was sick of opening my app down in the fucking valley where we get barely any reception. So it was like I didn't want to fucking mess with that. So I just made one through Amazon for like $10-15. But like I feel bad for those people.
What the fuck?
It's awful. Pissed me off. They should have gotten their free donut.
And everything.
Anyway. Feasting table. I could barely keep my attention on her finishing lines, more distracted with the peculiar woman in the back of the audience. Suddenly? What the fuck? Why suddenly her? She hadn't budged. She shifted her pose ever so slightly to reassure me she wasn't just a statue placed in the chair. The dying sunlight caught a revealed piece of metal on her hip, a dagger. Wait a minute! It was just morning before you guys left!
This is a long ceremony.
You were out all morning.
Or the days are just really short in this world.
Yeah.
It's
or the author is bad at keeping track of time.
Yeah.
The crowd clapped.
Yeah, that too.
And everybody clapped. The crowd clapped for us as the ceremony master left her stage. I shook my head quickly to clear my mind and hurried to Avia's side as she rushed to Mom and Dad. But you're not allowed to be next to them because you're a Scorpio, remember? That's how you're verboten. Dad greeted us with a smile, Mom expressionless for her safety. You two are excellent. You two are excellent daughters, Mom said quietly, careful to keep her voice down so the officials couldn't hear her slip out of a Scorpio's formal speech. Mom was a tall, middle-aged woman with long, wavy black hair and gray eyes that could barely stay on us as she made sure the ceremony master didn't see her face or mine. Wear a mask? Yet she kept her facial expressions hauntingly still, far more efficient and effective than I could ever be. Though with years of practice maintaining her composure, even she despised the code for what it stripped of her. What do you mean, even she? It's more like she especially. What? Why would years of practice make it better, if not just it's more miserable? I guess if you've gotten used to it, but all the same. Isa says for $10. But also, even if you marry within your same sign, if the child is born in the wrong time, they will be relocated. So what's the point of separation? In my opinion, this feels convoluted. Yeah, no, if you just bang in the wrong month, then your child comes out and you just get stolen from you. Sorry.
Basically, yeah.
Don't have sex in February.
But let us remember that there is an entire convoluted Punnett square that is only relegated to the main character's family because Lord knows Milo couldn't be asked to do that for the general populace either.
Also, considering everybody hates Scorpios, nobody wants them. So why do you have sex in the certain month that would guarantee that your child is born during that time period that would make your child a Scorpio? Why wouldn't they just die out?
Yeah, there would literally be like a mandatory
rebellion.
There would be mandatory celibacy during the fucking month where it's possible to give birth to conceive a Scorpio.
Scorpios the losest population, by the way. They're the losest population. I don't know how that works, but it.
Actually, there was a sci-fi series I used to watch called the Orville that had a world just like this. Except with them, they tried to get as many babies who were born.
Did you just reference the Orville as a? Oh, you make me feel old, man. I remember when that came out.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us move along. But basically, this makes no sense. On top of the fact that we already know the Scorpios are in charge of this world, so whatever. Practice. I learned to understand the hidden love.
But they're the ones being
Guys,
oppressed.
shut up.
I learned to understand the hidden love in Mom's still face. Although she pursed her lips and kept a blank expression, her gaze revealed both fear and pride. She was terrified of the Stellarium and always had been. She told me of how she was taught the law when she was a child, trying to find any way to escape from those in control until she discovered the comfort of Conviction Woods and its protection from the Stellarium entering. Ew, a sentence. Trying to find a way to escape from those in control until she discovered the comfort of Conviction Woods and its protection from the Stellarium entering. Just this protection from the Stellarium, man. Secretly, she might have loathed the Scorpio code far more than I did. She worried both for herself and for her daughter. It feels like we just had a bunch of redundance and all that. You could have shortened that to like 3 sentences instead of 2 paragraphs. Dad, are you? Avia cut herself off as Dad hushed her. Avia wrinkled her nose. A man normally dressed in ocean blues looked like a foreigner in white and gold. What? A man... So, because he's wearing different clothes... Oh, yeah, by the way, their dad is disguised as a Libra right now, even though he's not supposed to be, because he's not a Libra. So he's dressed like... It's like, normally... Just because you normally dress in ocean blues doesn't mean you look bad. You can have clothing in different colors that match you better.
Nah, this book.
This is fucking weird, man. What, is he like... Does his complexion just clash with anything that's not blue? Reika, no. Mom tapped her foot to mine to stop my amused smile before it even occurred. I resisted a sigh. Rowan is a coworker of mine. He is a Libra. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought this was Reika. Anyway. Rowan is a coworker of mine. He is a Libra. Right now, he is, Avia said quietly, trying to evoke emotion out of our mother. Dad, Rowan, gave her a look. Sorry. I think I pulled it off. He reached to his collar and snapped it back with a grin. It's undeniable. Okay, a twinge of amusement sparkled in Mom's eyes. Reika, Avia, I apologize for your separation. Avia shrugged. Won't keep us apart. Hush, hush. Don't stop speaking of for your sister, Dad scolded her. You know better. Go eat. We'll talk after dinner. Also, isn't that like fucking dangerous to say won't keep us apart when you're being court ordered to stay apart? Like, you're in the group of people that are ordering you to stay apart, who are going to forcibly separate you. Isn't that like the most dangerous thing to say in this place at this time?
I think they're home now. I think they're not at the same anymore.
They're
Screw the
too
rules on
dumb
Scorpio.
to exist in this world. They just can't help but just open their mouths and have words out, even if it will incriminate or even kill them.
Ed Stavinsky says, like, does she still have to be emotionless at home, or is it just for public outings and she can express herself freely? I imagine it's just in public, but I don't know. It's weird how, like, contrasting this with, say, Shadow the Conqueror, where Shadow the Conqueror felt like it had very concrete world building in many regards. It was bad in places, but, like, it felt like there was a very, very firm understanding by Shad. Like, he had written it in a very specific way to operate in a very specific way, and the most annoying thing about it is that he kept piling things on top. This feels like it's like a bunch, it's like shoving your hand in a bucket of Legos that haven't been assembled yet. Like, all the parts you need are there, and like some of them may have coincidentally connected together while in the fucking bucket, but they're not like cohesed.
What do you expect when the whole thing's been written 15 different times?
Yeah, don't worry. We put the Legos on consignment. Anyway, Avia smiled at me. She was my voice and had always been. Together, we walked to the table, away from the seats in front of the stage. The Libra sat in silence, hands neatly folded in his lap and back straight as he waited for us. A platter of food for each of us was set on the table. Avia sat down first, and I followed her, adjusting myself in my chair. Hi! Avia greeted him immediately, holding out her hand. My name is Avia. I gathered. Chase. He took her hand across the table, giving his palm a weird look when he pulled it away. Your hand is warm. That's normal, don't worry. And you? he said to me. Reika's just like, my hand is also normally warm. That's normal, don't worry. And you? He said to me. Reika's a learning historian. Oh, I mean, her name's Reika. She's a Scorpio. I'm a border guard. I resisted the urge to rub my face. Avia could never go into a public speaking job, and yet you rely on her to be your fucking voice?
Can Aries get public speaking jobs?
I don't know. Does the speaking involve killing people? Okay, as someone reasonably well-versed in astrology, I don't think this author knows what they're talking about with the signs. Have you watched their 1 billion different TikToks explaining exactly what they want to do with the signs? Because there was 1 billion TikToks explaining it, and there's several contradictions between them. And, like, weird mood boards that make no sense.
Yep.
Oh.
They are such experts in the zodiac, you guys, and they specifically made sure to tell you that they weren't just doing cliches with the zodiacs, that they had done their real and proper research in order to make all of the zodiacs nuanced and accurate.
Sure you did.
And by that we mean
sure
we
about
oppress the Scorpio to make our main character look good. That's what it means.
Even though that they are the leaders of their society.
Because there's no discrimination,
Again,
which makes no sense.
The abnegation.
Keep in mind, we have no idea which draft each TikTok belongs to. Neither did Milo. So, we're in all the same boat here. I can introduce myself, Avia, I said. The Libra, Chase, looked up from his plate of food. I straightened my facial expressions. I loathed the straightforward sentence structure I forced myself to switch to. You are a messenger? Yeah, I run scrolls and stuff back and forth between conference rooms. It's boring. They let me live there, though. I get to sleep under the copy machine.
I get coffee every morning.
My alarm clock is when the coffee spills on my face.
Oh, that's there goes my alarm.
There's nothing quite like taking out that day's trash bag from the trash can and forging for myself a new pillow to sleep at night.
Nothing like vultures in your face.
Like how is bro destitute and homeless and still an absolute catch?
Yeah. Forced to separate, Avia derailed the conversation. Damn. Wait, forced to separate?
Damn, it do be like that.
From his family, I guess?
No, that's talking about Reika. Reika.
No, this is her. Oh. Wait, no, she's talking to him because he says that they let them live there, and I think that she's springboarding off of that?
Yes.
Forced to separate, Avia derailed the conversation. Damn, do you need a room to stay in? Okay, so there are two separate situations here. Either she is presuming from what he said that he was forced to separate from his family, or alternatively, there is something that is missing that was in that previous sentence that opened the door for Avia to explain that she and her sister were forced to separate, and then she added damn at the end, and then that prompted somehow for Chase to say, do you need a room to stay in?
It's a tangent. She's doing a tangent. Where she's thinking about something that's right, he's talking about that. But she's still thinking about her and Rekka separating. So
Grim, you need to understand here. I am a master at tangents. Watch any of our streams. I am a master at tangents. I can go off into the wild. There needs to be a thread of logic. It needs to be a line that intersects with another line in order for it to become a tangent. There is no intersect here.
I didn't understand what you're saying, so we... Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I'm just trying to explain is like, where is the point of contact? Because I'm not understanding where this is happening here. It feels like we suddenly jumped a conversation.
Yeah, did.
You're gonna get that a lot, Bird.
Do you need a room to stay in? Chase asked, nodding at me. Was he flirting with me or just being friendly? Or flat out stupid for not hearing the ceremony master say I couldn't live with anyone else? I couldn't tell. Regardless, I didn't like any of these options. He could just be stupid. I'm sure I can work something out to get you an arrangement for at least a couple of nights. I know you technically work for them, yeah? For who? Who does she... What?
Who do you work for?
Guys, the characters are reading the script and they are not telling us what's happening in it.
I don't like being... I don't like this.
I hesitated,
like being left out.
But my sword was resting hidden on my neck, and he was just a dream seeker. What the? I hesitated, but my sword was resting hidden on my neck, and he was. Do you have a sheath? How?
She has her magic necklace that she has to tap and draw out the sword.
Yeah. Oh, right, the magic sword. The image I had in my head was of like a sheath attached to like a choker that like she hid under the cloak, but you could still obviously see the outline of the sword.
Why does she? All right, that is a very weird fashion statement. Just have a knife right next to your neck.
Well, no, it's
Please don't talk over each other if you can hear somebody else talking.
It's a magic sword. It's like a magic. It can condense into a necklace. That's someone reminded me, which is this. Krygon, you typed ooh woo, and then Google automatically translated that to this. Interesting. Okay. Goodbye, whoever it was. That was too good to be joining us on this attorney. Forced to separate, damn, blah, 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 blah. I hesitated, but my sword was resting hidden on my neck, and he was just a dream seeker. I could wander back into the woods after walking some distance from the ceremony, but I would risk being spotted by the Stellarium. Let alone, I did not want to walk more distance for no good reason. You're suddenly feeling threatened? What?
You're in a public gathering. The Stellarium would be all over the place.
Eva, yes. Well, no, Eva, I was imagining it going horizontal to the neck.
Oh.
Like that's like actually kind of like weirdly functional. What I was thinking of was completely impractical.
Imagine she tries to go through the door and she just keeps hitting the doorway like fucking Patrick with the board on his head.
Yes.
Man, there's an instrument.
I don't know. A shift in the background caught my attention, and as I drifted out of my thoughts, the woman wearing black rested her hand on her dagger. A shaky feeling accumulated in the pits of my stomach, a quick pain spreading across my head before vanishing. Another euphemism for something that was going on in my body. I put my hand to my forehead to erase the nervousness. She turned in my direction, then walked towards the exit of the clearing towards the east trail. Yeah, that would be, yes, that would be ideal, I said to Chase, eyes tearing away from her as she exited. The Stellarium wouldn't let me go unsupervised. I gave him a half smile, still partially distracted, and his face lit up with surprise at the expressed emotion. What do you mean they won't let you go unsupervised? How do you get back to your house that's hidden in the woods? What? So, can you go anywhere unsupervised? Is it just today? What do you mean they wouldn't let you go anywhere unsupervised? What? What is happening? What are the rules? You know what would be kind of cool? Give us the fucking code up front, maybe? Have her studying it, maybe?
Yeah. Is that freelance, I think?
Maybe have the ceremony actually be talking about the code and what it means and what it entails? Shit. I slipped again. Oops, I did it again. Shit. I blame you for that, Twy. God, that stuck in my head from last stream.
You're welcome.
I slipped again, unsure of what to say, so I quickly looked down on my plate. On it was a bounty of exotic and bright fish, with scales still intact, likely caught in somewhere around the Ara Bluffs, where many convictionists resided. You can get rid of the inn. You don't need it. Delicacy enjoyed only from the volcanic island. I was starting to get sick of seafood. Fish from Dad's work with autarkic, fish from the creeks within Conviction Woods. I would have done anything for a change in diet. Yugox.
Wait a minute.
Yugox says, I'm starting to imagine the characters in this as actors attempting to play out the story, messing up the script, but continuing the film. That is actually I'm imagining it's like a middle school play, but it's like full-ass grown adults.
Remember, Milo said he edited this book.
Yes, silver-haired freak, that is exactly it.
Yeah, but speaking of food, like, is she implying that, like, these fish are imported from, like, Maui?
I guess?
They live on a single continent, and we don't even know how big the continent is. They're basically just living on Australia.
Fuck.
Okay, so it could get some, like, exotic fish from off the coast.
It's so cute! It's just a little bonk. So cute. Okay. Well, Avia started again. We can survive away from each other. I'd like to see how I manage on my own. A change will be nice. She nudged me jokingly. Managing on her own meant no little sister supervision. I'd stopped her from starting fires in the house many times over the years, and she'd spoken over me in public to save me from getting reprimanded. It wasn't a great idea for the two of us to spend more time than a day or two apart. I continued. Also, I love, like, Avia is, like, completely not subtle. We can survive away from each other. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nudge. We can survive away from each other. Oh, absolutely, we can survive away. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see Avia right now. She's like the most obvious. We're breaking all the rules. I continued. Oh, sorry. Jokingly. Okay. I continued eating to distract myself from my own thoughts. Mood. I've been there. When Avia and I were close to finished, Dad approached us with a warm smile. He placed his hand on Avia's shoulder. Avia, you can stay with me if you need to. Avia gave him a look. Never in a million years would Avia go into to Altarian territory with the Cancer water mages. Not to mention she had a thing against Pisces, and a vendetta against Sagittarius for making her job difficult but being where they weren't supposed to be. I will be okay. I will be okay, I said. I am traveling to the exchange center to inquire about a room as I work for them. Avia and I will meet in the hub later this week, even though that's against the rules, except that it isn't. Okay, Reika, be safe. You've got someone to walk with to the hub in case it gets dark. Well, apparently they won't let her walk back without supervision, unless they don't. Which is it, Milo? What do you mean? What did that mean?
Congratulations, you show up to a public event, now you're under house arrest.
Let's see. It's easy enough to follow the East Trail to the exchange center, Chase reassured them. I'll be walking with her. Dad took a moment to look at him, seeming to trust Chase. He shrugged and gave him a smile. Thank you, young man. Turning away from Chase, Dad lightly touched his neck with his hand. I nodded. He barely motioned to Chase, knowing I had my hidden weapon on me. He taught me long ago how to fend for myself, and Dad's just like, kill this fucking guy. Hide his body in the woods. Come home. I'll let you finish your meals, Dad said. I'll talk to you girls soon, alright? Except that it'll be against the law when I do. Avia flashed him a smile and turned to me. Reika, meet up tomorrow? Location of the fountain. You got it. We'll figure something out. And we are now on to chapter 4, and I didn't realize it would take that long.
Yeah. Good It felt about twice as long as it actually was.
Well, it only
It
took
is
an
now
hour.
11:09.
The next chapter is 8 pages.
4.
Okay, well, that'll be fine.
Okay, I just don't want to run over. So everyone, tightening the leash a little bit on the commentary. Okay, we got to be a little more expedient here because we ran out time and didn't realize it. So, Twy, you are up.
Okay, here we go. Chapter 4. Thankfully, the location of the ceremony wasn't too far from the hub. The officials carefully watched me exit the ceremony, but didn't seem to question when I left at the same time as Chase. I wasn't breaking the Scorpio code by simply traveling with another sign, and it wasn't like I was friends with him. In my defense, the only other place that I could go was the hub. Chase was treading carefully, remaining a few feet away from me as we walked. I kept my eyes fixed forward, my mouth shut, emotions still. I hate how much she has to reiterate this. It's so tedious. My legs burned as I fought through sheer exhaustion. I couldn't complain, as it was entirely my fault for walking too many miles to count after waking up at 3 in the morning. Have you taken this path recently? Chase said, finally caving into his urge to break the awkward silence. The East Trail, I mean. Yes. Where do you live? Miles north in proximity to the southern corner of the hub, there are numerous clearings protected from the cursed boundaries of Conviction Woods. I accompanied my sister in our accommodation with a community of border guards. It was a total lie I came up with on the spot, aligning with what Avia had told the ceremony master. I bit my tongue to stop myself from telling him to leave me alone. It was late. I'd woken up at 3 a.m., and the last thing I wanted to be doing was faking my speech to a stranger. Not in the hub. That seems awfully inconvenient. And you? I avoided his question. Currently the exchange center. I apologized for my misspeak. Where was your residence prior to the exchange center? I bit my tongue. Each day, my resentment for being forced to speak that way grew stronger. Similar story with the outskirts, close to the hub. He had his hands tucked into his pockets, unbothered. There weren't any clearings with residences for at least 20 miles south of the East Trail. There were areas similar to the stage for ceremonies, or smaller vendors, but certainly not housing. He'd repeated my lie. Though I wanted to question him, exhaustion slowed my thoughts and care for the subject. The last thing I wanted to do was be on the East Trail with a random dude from the balancing ceremony and come up with a clever way to interrogate him over his lie.
Did she just use the word dude?
Yes.
Yes.
Milo, this isn't... The Valley Girl accent is really actually proving fucking prophetic. Because, like, there are polos using the word dude. Like, this is just California, man.
What's wrong with the word dude?
It gets worse.
What do you mean,
okay,
what's worse?
You know what?
This is a post-apocalyptic, pseudo-medieval fucking magical society, and you're using the word dude.
Maybe some slang terms still survive.
Okay, but counterpoint, this canonically takes place in Northern California.
Yeah, the Hunger Games went through like some apocalyptic event and none of those terms survived. So, yeah.
Nerds.
Let me see, where is it? My thoughts kept drifting off to some shimmering boundary of Conviction Woods, my hand hovering over my necklace. Though Chase appeared to be fairly harmless, I would have been safer walking to the hub if I were to travel through Conviction Woods. We were getting closer to the city, only... Wait, hang on. How would it be faster to travel through Conviction Woods if the ceremony took place near the hub and thus away from Conviction Woods?
Is it like a U shape? Like if I put this up on the freaking whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
If like
yes.
I guess you have like the woods, and you have the hub up here, and then you have the ceremony. And then it's like it'd be this way, I guess, but like it'd be faster if you just take a straight shot through, I guess. Like that.
Oh my god. You and Twy are just like the Pepe Silly meme, like, the board full of schizophrenic drawings.
No, I don't know.
No. The woods is loads.
You need to watch Some Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Of the Union. So, yeah.
All right. We were getting closer to the city, only a 20-minute walk or so, and the only pleasant resolution to the night would have been my house nested amidst the comforting forest. Sorry to interrupt your staring match with the creepy forest. Do you guys have to talk like that? What? I almost lost my composure for a moment. Pardon? I just figured. I've never really asked one of you. The long walk, you know? He trailed off before gesturing to his face with a smile. I mean, with the whole code, does fun exist in your vocabulary? Perhaps. I explore.
I never really asked one of you the long... Wait, do you guys have to talk like that? It's in the code. You've apparently read the code. Yes, they have to talk like that, right?
It's not like the code is fucking long. It's like 7 words.
You're a Scorpio, Lamau. And everything else is interpretation based upon that.
Yeah. You explore what? Is exploring fun for you? Oh my god. If only he could shut up.
Stop talking to him then!
I just literally says, like, it's fun. It's like, the guy's making pleasant conversation. Just say, like, I don't know if I'm really in the mood to talk right now. That's all you need to say.
Exactly!
Yeah. Reciprocate his politeness.
First of all, the code. Don't read the code.
I traverse and study the regions surrounding the trail. So formal. It sounds like it could be fun, he huffed. I do messenger work, and I think it's fun sometimes.
We know,
it does
you
not
said
sound
that.
Fun. Neither does aimlessly wandering around alone on the trail. I occasionally discover intriguing objects. I looked over at him where he perked up at my answer, though not sure why I was humoring him. He was far too friendly for my sleep-deprived state. I investigate clearings and other outskirts of Conviction Woods. I humbly return my findings to the Solarium for the Progression of Scorpio Society. Like, what kind of findings? I located an arch. I kept my emotions still while explaining. He was lucky I wasn't often asked about what I found, that I'd take any opportunity to talk about my research. My travels comprised of 20 miles in search of the historical arch, if you will. The historical arch. Got it. You've been looking for it. Whoop! What the fuck did I do?
The historical arch. Got it. The arch that's historical. That arch. The arch that teaches history.
McDonald.
The historical arch. The
Yes,
arch that is historical. You've been looking for it. The arch. The historical arch. You did that today.
I accidentally lost my place.
I was going for Markiplier, but like I think I might start going for Kronk with Chase.
Yeah, it did feel a little Kronk.
I mean,
Okay. You've been looking for it. You did that today? Affirmative. That sounds like a lot. And you're still walking? Props to you. I also look for those kinds of things when I'm walking on the trail. Out of boredom, though. But I guess that's what you said you do for fun. Never mind. Disregard that. I suppressed a sigh at his small talk. The hub was only a few minutes ahead. The light of the city was beginning to beam through the trees and glow on the horizon of the path. It was my beacon of hope to escape from the nightmare that was a bored Libra.
You know, I'm starting to realize why Scorpios are fucking hated. You guys are pricks.
Yeah. It's not for any other reason. It is purely because you guys are assholes.
And like, there's like one Scorpio that was like, man, we're all assholes. I gotta save everyone else from us. New rules, everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, devil's advocate, maybe if she gets like 9 hours of sleep, she might be slightly less of a bitch.
She was a bit of a bitch earlier, too.
Yeah.
Okay,
She was literally willing to watch someone get torn apart by a wolf with absolutely no concern for their safety, and in fact invited
An
it.
evil shadow wolf.
That kind of behavior
Alright.
doesn't change dependent upon sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Lost cause. All right, moving on.
I let my mind wander to the arch to brainstorm a solution to my missing runic. I was missing half of the etchings, and I would be bored out of my mind in an unfamiliar room. The hub placed me closer to the arch than our house in Conviction Woods. It was a great opportunity to make multiple attempts to sneak past the Ascidians to finish my task. I had to come up with a way to reach the upper runes. Dad was heading to a Tarchic territory for a few days, and Avia was a couple inches shorter than I was. Get a fucking stepping stool, you dumb bitch.
Point of question, wasn't it Assiduans before, or has it always been Ascidians?
I think it's
I swear it was different.
deciduous and wait, I don't know.
Potato.
Tomato.
Well, we do know that Milo has a history of misspelling their own words and terminology, so I would not be surprised.
Although, hey, you know, before you came in, we learned that we discovered the variations of brunette that I didn't realize that there was a sex difference between the spellings.
Yes, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. We thought it was a misspelling because everyone here didn't know that, and I looked up, oh, it is different.
There's also a spelling difference for blonde for male and female as well.
That I did know.
Really?
Is male
Yes.
blonde drops the E, I take it?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought those were interchangeable. Didn't realize they were sex-based.
The fence ruined everything.
I'm learning this stuff from Age of Scorpius, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Look, that's the beauty of bad fiction. It always has the chance to like help you learn something, even if you just don't know what it is.
Yes.
Mainly in the form of just point at this and say, this is what you do not do.
Yes.
I'm actually more surprised that there aren't more people who know this difference, because it is a very easy difference to make. But, you know, I get surprised by people on the internet every single day.
English is not typically that.
All right, 3 words. American education system.
Is everyone in here American?
Nope.
It's just that English is a typical gender.
Ed Savinsky says, why would you be bored with a new rune? Shouldn't that be fun and exciting for you? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've met geologists that get giddy over being handed a new rock to play with, okay?
Geology is fascinating.
It's really weird because Milo simultaneously writes Reika to be both obsessed with the runes but also incredibly bored of them, and like it's a chore to do.
Because it's assignment, effectively.
Yeah. So why would it be your special interest if you don't even enjoy this in the first place? That kind of defeats the purpose of it being your special fucking interest.
So like Milo in writing.
Yeah. Like, you should know this. Supposedly, you're autistic. You should know what a special interest is.
Well, I was gonna say, like, it'd be interesting if maybe, oh, I love my job, but I'm not being assigned to do the things that I want to do. So, like, I hate the things that I'm being sent to do. Like, oh, I have to translate another rune. I want to be out there looking for the arch. That sort of thing. Like, you could do that, but that's
that would
not
make sense.
That would make sense, yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Well, even then, like, it's still part of the thing that supposedly she likes doing, which is weird. It would be like saying, oh, Digimon is my special interest, but I hate watching the anime.
It's so much like a joke.
Now, okay, to be fair, if it was Adventure 2020...
I hate how the hub blocks the dark skies, Chase rambled on, reaching his arm out, his long arm out.
Oh, poor Chase is a little uneven. He just has a really long arm. He's like fucking Morty from that one episode where they go to the Mad Max world, and he just has a really he has the giant one buff
he has a
arm.
long arm. Yeah, what does that mean?
Why do you have to specify he has a long arm? That's really fucking weird. To pretend to trace the stars with his index finger.
Caddy.
He was tall, conventionally tall. 6'4", maybe 6'5". What do you mean? That's not conventionally tall.
The average is 6 foot. The average male height. I mean, I guess maybe that is conventional for their world, but if you're, it's Milo. I imagine it, considering there are polos here. No, conventionally tall is like 5'11", 6 feet for a male, and even then
5'10", but it depends. It depends regionally. I know in the United States, conventionally tall is 5'10", not 5'11". I've looked this up before.
I thought it might even went up later. I've heard 5'11" before, but I 5'10" also sounds right. But 6, that is like at the very minimum like 5 inches over, which, by the way, 5 inches is perfectly fine. All right, it's perfectly fine. It's a respectable number of inches, but you're tacking it on to something that's entirely too tall.
Yeah,
Mother just had to do it, and I love it.
Because food. Yeah, but anyway, so
it's weird because all of this just, it doesn't tell you whether or not the people of this world are taller than normal. It just says that he's conventionally tall, but that just makes it seem like Milo doesn't know how tall conventionally tall is, because my cousin is around this height. He is a fucking giant. Like, he has to duck under things because a chandelier, he bumps his head against it all the time. He has to duck under doors because he is too tall. That sort of thing. That's not conventionally tall. The reason why doors are the way that they are is so that conventionally sized people can walk through them without problems. Having to duck under things in order to not bump your head is not conventional in any capacity.
So this is supposed to be medieval times, so people should be shorter. So anyway.
Yeah, due to like lack of food.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing here that suggests that anyone is lacking in nutrition necessarily, especially because the reason why you don't have a lot of height is you don't get all of the proper nutrients, especially when it comes to meats. A lot of the height comes from a meat-based diet. Yeah. So, especially because back in certain medieval time periods, because there's pre-medieval and post-medieval that is still the past. Even in pre-medieval society, you would still have moments where you would have meat consumption.
We need to move along.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
It's all good. I know you're excited about it.
It's much more interesting than this book.
Yes, please continue. Actually,
today.
All right. With arms that looked like they could reach the top of the arch. How many arches have you passed in your times on the trail? His eyes lit up at my question. Not too many. At least not many historical arches, if you will. I barely stopped myself from snapping back at him. It is the largest arch I have charted thus far, if you are inquisitive. I would greatly appreciate your time and company in the following days for the duration of my travel. Did you just invite me to explore with you? I don't understand this.
You were hating on him not 5 seconds ago. What the fuck?
Yeah, and now you're in the forbidden forest. So
it's because she can suddenly use him as a tool now. Suddenly she is interested in him as a person now that she can use his body.
That's like peak psychopath behavior.
Also, the oats is in the forbidden forest.
I want to rephrase that.
Wow, isn't it great? Isn't it great how like these two apparently started off as love interests in the first few drafts, aka the first few writes of this?
Oh, you don't say. Like I was like I had the thought in the back of my head like you want to go see arches together? It sounds like a date, even though she's been like an absolute asshole to this man.
Yeah.
Women can be set to
okay, all right, guys.
We are going to be spending a lot of time reiterating in this book that these two are not interested in each other. It's going to get exhausting, and I know that because Milo kept harping on about it over and over and over again, that they are not love interests. It's very annoying, and I know that Milo did it in this book. So, we're going to have to deal with that.
Yay.
Bro, like...
Yet,
but
the past is still here in the book because Milo doesn't understand that even though that they used to be love interests, you can't make them act like love interests. So, did you just invite me to explore with you? That's a change, he said with a smile. To answer your very ominous question, sure, I work tomorrow, but the day after, I'm off. And I don't have any plans. Success. Before we could continue our conversation, and most importantly, before I had time to accidentally break my emotionless state, we stepped out of the boundaries of the East Trail and into the start of the hub's cobblestone streets. After the sunset, I particularly enjoyed the ambience of the hub as it transformed into a mystical display of light and warmth. The fountain sat before us, welcoming us with shimmers of candlelight on the water. The shops and buildings, constructed of mostly wood, stone, and metal, flickered with the glow of fireplaces reflecting off planes of windows. A gust of cool wind brushed astray sign banners, accenting the creak of wood with the soft fabric against stone. My eyes caught a combination of light magic and torches radiated a gold luminescence upon the buildings, shops, and wanderers of the night, while a few colorful light specks buzzed around from enchantment magic.
Cozy here, question mark?
That was the most awkward way to phrase anything that I have read in quite a while.
I was making a meme. What was it? Exactly. like what was being said?
Read all of that again?
No. What was being said? Just like summarize what was being said. What was fucking awkward as hell.
It's just describing what the hub looks like.
Oh.
So like wood cobblestone structures lit up with candle lights at night.
Yep.
Gotcha. Basic fantasy city.
There.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. With some like banners and shit.
Basic fantasy cities have banners. They don't discredit them.
Yes.
You don't. This is not something that you need to be snarky over. Castle structures sat on the horizon, miles upon miles away in the vast expanse of the city. It never failed to stun me. I was intensely familiar with the southern part of the hub and understood the route to the exchange center, following each turn and curve in the streets where the buildings squeezed against one another in the populated city. North, west, then northwest, the solitude of the eve enhance the sound of distant chatter and the quiet hum of enchantment magic. I would have enjoyed it even more if Chase hadn't been with me.
You're a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Like, this guy's been nothing but nice to you. Like, okay, sure, he's a little too chummy, but like you can say, hey, look, I would like some personal space, please. Also, it's like kind of illegal to fraternize with me, but also not illegal to fraternize with me. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't read the code. I can't read.
Also, it's not even that he isn't giving her personal space. It deliberately states that he was standing several feet away from her so that it didn't look to outsiders like they were walking together. He was being kind and courteous to her. All he wanted was a little bit of conversation because apparently he doesn't like silence. And she is just like, wow, fuck you.
It's not even like but that's also perfect. That's also like a perfectly normal thing, like not liking silence.
Lord knows I talk to myself too much.
Not necessarily, but like it's different for different people, and just the fact that she is bitching and whining about someone who is trying to make friendly conversation while they are taking a long, boring walk is just so annoying. Anyway, relief washed over me as when I caught sight of the Conviction Autarchic Exchange Center, placed on the farthest southern edge of the wide expanse of Guardian's capital. I stopped to admire the building in the dark. The Autarchic blue, white, and silver flags representing Cancer, Sagittarius, and Pisces, draped at its sides. Conviction's red, gold, and black conflicted with the Atarian color scheme, but the duo of unions represented an alliance critical to Guardian's functionality. The Exchange Center, one of the many buildings to coordinate between the unions, had been established near an outskirts of Conviction's part of the hub as a center of Atarians who needed to visit with Convictionists for communication purposes.
Everyone got all that? That'll be important later, right?
Yeah,
Everyone got it? Okay, good.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What?
Don't worry. It doesn't matter if you were or not. I'm not sure you would have actually understood it. I sure didn't.
When we entered, I exhaled in relief at the unusually peaceful environment. It was devoid of activity, shaded from the moonlight filtering in from the massive blue and gold stained glass windows. The ceiling stretched far above us, arching 3 stories high, painted with the mural depicting a battle in the War of the Rebalancing, where Convictionists and Atarians fought together. The only others in the open space of the lobby were 2 boys lounging behind the reception desk, chattering away. They sat up straight when we approached. One boy wore white and blue with fiery accents, Sagittarius, and the other a lighter and darker navy, Cancer. My head spun. I'd almost forgotten that it wasn't the first time I'd noticed the Sagittarian wandering the Exchange Center. I recalled seeing a group of Aries sneering at him a couple of weeks prior. Sagittarians were mocked, atypical to see in civilization. Most of them lived on the seas off the southern coasts, enjoying the destruction of every possible thing in their path. Sometimes they'd wander on land where they weren't supposed to be. According to Avia, it made her life miserable. I thought that it was a bit of an exaggeration. What can I help you with? The Sagittarius asked, his brown eyes awake with attention. They complemented his dark hair and olive skin. He brightened when Chase leaned over the counter. How are you, Chase? Haven't seen you up this late in a bit. I'm well, thanks. The ceremony was irritatingly late. He bowed his head in gratitude and motioned toward me. I could use your help. I participated in the balancing ceremony this eve and was ordered to remove myself from my household to avoid residing with my Aries sister, I explained. I should have known that it was Rika talking because suddenly it became very, very awkward. Like, I understand that it's supposed to be, like, emotionless, but emotionless does not mean formal and very, awkwardly stilted.
I mean, she did highlight that it was a stilted way of speaking that Scorpios like practiced, but like it's because I guess in universe they conflate the two, but I don't know.
I don't know, but even so, it's really weird, and also I don't think that this would be like, this is stilted in a way that does not feel naturally stilted. You know what I mean?
They need, you know what Milo needs to do? Play more Mass Effect and basically just listen to all the Elcor. Need to listen to all of Elcor Hamlet. Question: to be or not to be? That is the question.
The cancer rolled his eyes at my formality, muttering something underneath his breath, and turned away. I continued. Is there a vacancy? I am employed at this location as a learning historian. He glanced down at some papers while Chase peered over the counter to watch. The Sagittarius looked back up at me with a smile. He was suspiciously friendly compared to his Cancer friend, who clearly wasn't in the mood to put up with a Scorpio. I have a Taurus brother. They separated us too when they found out that I lived with in a city and territory. I miss the mountains, he said with a sigh before glancing around to make sure the lobby was empty. We have a room that'll be open for some time. I can squeeze you into it since you work here, and it's an emergency. It's on the 5th floor where the rest of us stay. I thank you for your cooperation. Robin, he introduced himself despite my dull attitude. Explorer. You must have met Chase at the balancing ceremony? Correct. You'll enjoy it here. Kinda rare to see a Scorpio as a historian. Feel free to stay as long as you need. He stood up, reaching for a set of keys behind the desk. I've got your back. I know how it is. The Cancer shook his head as at his friend and mouthed something ugly to me. I ignored it and hurried after Robin as he made his way down the hallway. He turned to a flight of stairs, and we followed him up, turning to stride down the windowless hallway on the 5th floor. My exhaustion slowed me from keeping up like I normally would. We halted in front of a room without a name on the door. Here we are. Robin tossed me the key. 519. Chase waved at him. I'll see you around, man. Robin patted his shoulder. Don't cause trouble. He left the conversation to return to a different room down the hallway. I shifted my attention and unlocked the door to 519, swinging it open and making my way in.
We got a 519! Sorry.
Oh, so no thank you for my Sagittarius friend? Or a goodbye? I paused before I closed my door. I thank you for your help and will meet with you soon. He grinned. All right, if that's how it is. I'll see you in a couple of days. I closed my door with a long sigh, leaning against it to let myself ease, though was quickly disappointed at the lifeless setting of the room. Stone walls and white blanketed bed, with a single wooden table accompanied by a poorly cushioned chair that looked like it would hurt my back after 10 minutes. It was too tidy, too empty of life, too much of a reminder of the blank personality I was meant to adopt by my stellarium. I tore off my clothes and collapsed in bed.
You know what this reminds me of in like a really bad way? This is a weird gender bend of Ulquiorra and Orihime.
A little bit, yeah.
Got emotionless energy meeting puppy energy.
Yes.
Wait, who's the first guy again?
Ulquiorra.
Yeah. Ulquiorra Schiefer.
Who is...
They're from Bleach. They're both from Bleach.
No, I know who Orihime is, but who's the other guy again?
Ulquiorra.
He's one of the Espada.
Oh,
that guy.
Is he the asshole that kidnaps her?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I have a meme for this, but Twy, you can keep on going.
We were laughing about it because I obviously was part of that back in the day where it's like, oh, they they seem like they could be shipped together. And Raymond caught it too. It's like they immediately have like sexual tension.
Yes, they have the
Like-
chemistry.
Well,
the hub had transformed with the exchange of the moon for the sun. The entire color spectrum washed over the gray and brown of structures from all 12 signs. That is a really weird way of saying it became daylight. People in shops and stands shouted out to grab a passerby's attention, though most walking by ignored them. Somewhere in the distance there was an echo of a violin and the smell of fresh-baked goods lingering in the air from a nearby cafe. I sat against the stone wall of the fountain, while pulling my new cloak closer to myself, even with the parka I'd shifted my dress into, which also caused me to faint on top of my bed. The midwinter freeze was creeping into my skin. I tucked my hands in between my thighs and hunched over until I spotted Avia in the distance. I stood up and stretched, tucking my hands into my pockets. No injuries, I said as she approached. She breathed heavily, catching her breath before she could respond, holding up a finger while she recovered. Avia had a funny habit of walking faster than she should without realizing it. No trouble? She finally got out. And yes, no injuries. You look cold. Oh, sorry. I've been waiting out here for someone who showed up an hour late. I glanced around to make sure no one was within earshot of us. I'd perfected the art of keeping my emotions still, but my tone informal when I was sure no one would overhear me. Are you doing okay? She transferred my pack from her back to mine. I momentarily enjoyed the warmth radiating from it. Are you doing okay? I'm not the one who had to follow a strange guy to the exchange center. I'm fine.
What do you mean had to? No one made you. What? Like, that was an optional escort, wasn't it? I'm so confused on that point. You said that you needed someone to escort you, but then that option, you just can choose whoever it is. So why didn't you go with your sister? I don't know. I'm gonna
because she's like coping and seething that she actually had a good time with the dude, but she can't admit it because she's an asshole.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny too when you learn so much about the history of how this book was written, because it's like, yeah, you have kind of a tsundere energy where it's like you don't want to admit that you're attracted to this guy, but also you're forced to not be attracted to this guy because you were turned into a lesbian.
Spoilers, maybe?
It's not
Who
really.
gives a shit? Nothing happens.
Everyone who wants to read this knows.
All right, fair.
The book was marketed as an LGBT book. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm fine. I watched my breath billow in the frosty air. I got a free room. Chase had been helpful for fuck's sakes.
You good?
What happened?
She's being attacked by spiders.
Why? What happened?
When I went to highlight it, it changed pages.
Oh, that sucks. I was going to make a brief note about that tsundere thing. So, tsundere is a sometimes tricky thing to pull off, but one of the things that's key about it is that it is a hiding of the feelings inside through obfuscation with outside. So, the idea would be is you are actually starting to catch the feels for him very quickly because he's very charming and personable, but you are A, supposed to mask yourself, and B, you don't want to like give off any kind of sign, so you overcorrect and go more aggressive. That's how tsundere is supposed to work. So if this was the original intent, I actually feel like this might be an overcorrect in terms of, I'm not shipping them anymore, so now I need to make it as cold and distant as possible.
I believe that might be true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it still kind of sucks because, like, I don't know, just like you work so hard to, like, you know, build them up into a relationship. Just like, I don't know, stick with it, please.
Yeah, Like, apparently there are so many other characters and so many other things that Milo wanted to do with this world. He could have just invented characters in this world that just were lesbian from the outset and build them up from there. Because taking characters that you built up to be in a straight relationship, building up their relationship to be what it was, and then just taking the relationship out of it, you're going to get these weird after effects of that relationship that is still there, that is going to be really weird and awkward.
Illusions. Yeah.
I got a free room. Chase has been helpful so far. Annoying though, dude wouldn't shut up. She wrinkled her nose. Libra. He's not too bad. He didn't attack me, so that's a plus. Attack you? Okay. I know. I just don't trust Libras. They're always so...
By the way. That's fucking sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I know. I just don't trust Libras. They're always so perfect. Suspiciously perfect. I get it. You know, she leaned closer to me. Did you notice how absurdly ripped that guy was? I thought they weren't supposed to be intimidating for their mediation stuff. I snorted. You think that he's intimidating? She crossed her arms. You know that's not what I meant, Reika. Before we could continue gossiping, a shout stole our conversation. Both of us whirled around. An older teenage boy burst out of the shop not too far from us. Two officials sprinted after him, one of them lurching forward and grabbing his arm. They threw him to the ground. I sensed the danger as soon as I spotted their unmistakable black attire. Avia instantly moved away from me to the other side of the fountain. The two officials hadn't looked in our direction yet, distracted by their target. A boy had a Scorpio glyph on his red cloak. My heart fell. The Scorpio's cloak was marked officially, given to him at his ceremony. He retaliated against the Stellarium's grasp, but both officials were tall, with broad upper bodies. They trapped him with ease, their firm grip solidifying on each of his arms. That's weird. Another teenager ran out of the shop, dressed in Gemini uniform. He reached out to the Scorpio, who yelled as their fingertips brushed. The Gemini slipped underneath one of the officials' arms and pressed his lips to the Scorpio's. One of the officials almost impulsively shoved him away before recognizing that they'd be in trouble if they hurt a societalist. They instead yanked the Scorpio from him. Let him go, the Gemini pleaded. Please. The Stellarium maintained their unforgiving expressions.
No gay people. Wait, are they both guys? I can't remember.
They're both guys.
Yeah.
No gay people. we must be evil and homophobic in this book.
It's the bury your gays percent speed run.
Oh my god.
All right. So it's like
a perfect way to begin Pride Month.
Just like
I'm just
randomly giving you a smooch.
I'm baffled that these two fucking idiots are deciding to apparently like make out or showing their affection for each other while in the hub. Obviously they would get caught. This is very set up.
Well, in the middle of a fucking chase. Like, fucking, you guys are busting out of...
No. Like, it's very obvious that they had shown that they had affection for each other prior to that, or else why would the Scorpio have been running in the first place?
Yeah,
like the kiss afterwards at least makes sense because the Gemini knows that his boyfriend is going to get executed. Might as well have one last kiss before he goes.
Yeah.
Well, look, the execution can go through, but can we have like 15 minutes and like that in over there? Does this world have conjugal physics?
I guess.
I mean, that's honestly a...
The peaceful resolution would simply be to say no homo, no Scorpio. No Scorpo. That would be it. No Scorpo.
The Gemini buckled to the street, sobbing. He tried to reach for his lover as the Stellarium forced him away. The Gemini scream gurgled with horror when one of the officials lashed out at Scorpio's chest. Avia ran to comfort his Gemini companion, fallen on the street. As the Stellarium dragged their victim past me, I kept my emotions utterly still. The boy's face was full of despair and fury, flickering with a consuming rage that spread through every inch of his expression, a rage that reminded me of my own. The fire burning in his eyes was familiar, shared against the code that told me that he couldn't love, yet he had anyway. In a split second where our gazes met, his face flooded with recognition. He kicked back on one of the officials as he passed me. "Rika," he said as tears streamed down his face. "Thank you." Rika. He knew my name, but I didn't know his. I let each of his words individually strike me, waking me up, altering me to the reality. I wasn't alone. The familiarity with his stare followed me as he maintained eye contact, although I couldn't remember where I recognized him from. Somehow, some way, I knew that I was supposed to understand why he was familiar. Words were stuck in the back of my throat, choking me, my tongue twisting with so many things that I wanted to ask him. I couldn't push a single sentence out. He smiled at me with a nod, as if forgiving my silence. He accepted his fate, turning compliant with defeat as the Stellarium led him to his demise. I wanted to process what I had seen, but that was nearing impossible with the gazes of the other signs watching me, expecting me to do something, say anything. After a few moments of my shocked stillness and blank face, they instead dispersed, uninterested in a typical sight of the Scorpio Stellarium's wrath. I cautiously approached Avia and the Gemini. He was mumbling something to Avia, his words jumbled and coarse as he struggled to breathe through his panic. "Rika," she said quietly, refusing to look up at me. "Leave." "He'll make it back," the Gemini choked out. "I'll find him." Avia threw her hand in my direction. "Leave, Rika." I backed up, turning my back to the scene before I could fail to hide my fear. The Stellarium would have him dead before the Gemini could even begin to search, and I'd be next if they caught me with Avia again.
So wait, are you or are you not allowed to fraternize in the streets? How does this work? How does this work?
On the author's whim.
And they're in charge of the society, remember?
Oh,
they're in charge of the society. They rule from the shadows, but it's an open secret. Also, this is the hub where you're technically allowed to fraternize with the other zodiac groups, but also you're not allowed to. And also, these two idiots were probably making out in public, even though that Scorpios are not allowed to love each other, which they could have made the argument that this isn't love, this is just
lust,
passion.
Yeah,
lust, whatever.
But then on the flip side, also, I need to ask: are Scorpios Scorpios, if they're so maligned in the society, are they allowed to reproduce?
Yes, they can have sex. They can't feel love.
But they can't feel love, so it's expected that they just have this cold, emotionless yes, oh baby, yes, please, oh baby. Like, is that what Scorpio sounds like when they're having love?
Yeah, I mean, bruv, if that's the case, then why? Then
I was gonna say, why live
doing
at that point?
Public?
Why live at that point? Just fucking die.
They are the leader of the Stellarium because they are the hugest population. It makes no sense.
No, legitimately, the idea they expect them to be able to reproduce without love is just so fucking baffling to me. Guys, at this rate, you're basically just like, yeah, you can have sex, but you can't love each other. And it's like, well, most people will develop feelings as a result of the physical.
And you can't show emotions while having sex.
So at this point, just kill all the Scorpios. If they're that big of a problem, just kill all of them. Just slaughter them wholesale.
I mean, not even.
Take this entire book, crumble it up, and just throw it into the dumpster.
No, you just
also,
I mean,
Ava,
what?
like you know this because you've been reading the book, and I know this because I know a lot of things about this book. This makes no sense when it comes to the reveal later on, doesn't it?
It doesn't.
Oh Lord.
What reveal later on?
Oh boy.
Don't worry
Keep
about
reading
it.
and find out.
It's always really, because like when I read this book, there are times where I'm like, this prose isn't that bad. It's like, and then we hit these strides of like, wait, what the fuck? Where did this? What? Wait, what? And then we also then hit like it's not just the prose then that falls apart. It's also just the world building. It's like just this whole Scorpio code makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
You get flashbang by stupid.
Also,
yes, exactly.
I would not be surprised if the only moments where there is decent prose in this book are the few parts where Milo actually edited. Because I do not believe that even though Milo did all of this editing and shit, that he actually did anything to properly edit the book. Because as we know, most of what Milo does for editing is just rewriting wholesale. So even if there is a few moments where he actually does proper editing, I'm pretty sure that it was spot editing rather than actually going through and editing chapter by chapter and line by line.
Yeah.
That's why we have these strange modeled moments where you have relatively okay prose and then fucking god awful prose.
Like literally side by side.
Yeah, it's just every now and again there's like a semblance of a decent writer somewhere in there, and then we just get thrown right back into stupid.
Yeah, the book is like a knot of contradictions that have some good ideas in them, but to get them, you got to like spit it up with a sword. It's insane. It gives me a headache. This book.
Anyway, that's it for the chapter, and we're going to wind up because we are running over. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you all had a good time.
Yeah.
Remember, The Hunger of Mahar Volin tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so roughly, 13 hours from now. So if anyone wants to be there and join us and have a good time, please feel free to join us. I hope you do. Yeah, without any ado, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.